In preparation for this weekend's upcoming Carabao Cup final between Liverpool and Chelsea, I'm going to be doing an all-time 11 for both teams. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned to the end of the video because I think there's going to be some takes that will absolutely shock you. Alright, let's get into this. Kicking the list off, we have the two greatest goalkeepers in Premier League history, in my humble opinion. Now, me personally, I wouldn't get upset with anyone if they were to pick Petr Cech, but for me, it's got to be Alisson Becker. Look, in my opinion, I think that Petr Cech is probably the second best goalkeeper in Premier League history, but unfortunately, I just rate Alisson Becker as the best. And there's no stats behind it. I'm not going to start quoting trophies or anything along those lines. At the end of the day, if you watched Alisson Becker and during his tenure at Liverpool, this guy has made some unbelievable saves. And that's not to say that Petr Cech also didn't do the same thing for Chelsea. It's just that marginally, in my opinion, Alisson Becker was better. Sorry. Moving on at left back, obviously there's a toss-up between Andy Robertson and Ashley Cole, but for me, being unbiased, it has to be Ashley Cole. While both of them at a specific time in their career, you could say they were the best left back in the world, in my opinion, Ashley Cole's tenure as the best left back in the world was significantly longer than Andy Robertson's. Look, I have a lot of respect for Andy Robertson, but for me, Ashley Cole is the best left back I've ever seen play. And yes, I'm saying that over Marcelo. That's a whole nother topic, but yes, Ashley Cole is better than Andy Robertson. Next up for me, the two center backs are undeniable. It has to be both John Terry and Virgil van Dijk. These two are so miles clear for any other player on both club, and for me, they're two of the greatest center backs in Premier League history. And no disrespect, if someone was to pick any other center back other than these two, you just have zero ball knowledge at that point. Moving on to right back, for me, it has to be Trent Alexander-Arnold. Chelsea have a few candidates at right back who, in my opinion, they were phenomenal. The likes of Ivanovic, Azpilicueta, but for me, they don't even come near Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know a lot of people criticize this guy, but for me, I think, it gets overstated regarding his defending ability. For me, Trent Alexander-Arnold is a perfect candidate for the combined all-time 11. Moving into the midfield, just to make this as easy as possible, you have to put both Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard in the midfield three. Like what I said about both Terry and Van Dijk, if you don't have these two in your midfield, you're either biased or you have zero ball knowledge. Easy. No need to explain why they're in there. They were phenomenal. In holding midfield, I went with N'Golo Kante. Look, this one was a very, very difficult decision, and I think that there's a few ways that you could have went about this, right? You could have went with Michael Essien. You could have went with Claude Makelele. On Liverpool's side, you could have went with like Alonso or even Fabinho. But personally, I would have to go with N'Golo Kante. I think his distribution was unbelievable. He wasn't your typical holding midfielder in the sense that he was like a powerhouse, like the likes of Essien or Fabinho were, but his distribution on the ball, his range of passing was unbelievable. And for me personally, I had to go with N'Golo Kante at holding midfield. And at left wing, I had Eden Hazard. Look, I love Sadio Mane, but it just has to be Eden Hazard. I can't be biased on this one. His time in the Premier League is goated. He is one of the best left wingers the Prem has ever seen, and he has to go into this all-time 11. Look, Mo Salah has been pretty much dominating the Prem for now like half a decade. He's unbelievable. One of the best finishers and output machines the Prem has ever seen, and he has to go into this 11. And finally, up top, our forward for this combined Liverpool and Chelsea all-time 11 is Luis Suarez. And no, Didier Drogba does not get into my list. Look, Drogba was unbelievable in the Prem. I actually, as a Liverpool supporter, enjoyed watching him play when I was younger. However, if we are going to go on who was better, Luis Suarez was miles better than Drogba. And while Drogba was a big game player, notching goals in the biggest games for Chelsea, Luis Suarez was an every game player. And that alone is the reason he is the forward in this Liverpool and Chelsea combined all-time 11. But please let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Where did I get things right? Where did I get things wrong? Who did I leave out of this combined 11? Leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.